SoundOff, Louisiana's premier television sports talk show, is on deck from the Caesars Sportsbook at Horseshoe Lake Charles. The three wise guys are mic'd up and ready. SoundOff begins now.
We're still talking McNeese Cowboy basketball.
Yes, we are.
The NCAA tournament, still, even though they're not in it, we still got a lot to talk about.
We do.
No more Will Wade at the helm. That's kind
Coach
of like
Will
our lead
Wade's
story.
gone.
Who's coming in to steer the Cowboys train, if you will. Good evening. This is SoundOff. This is where we take our big stories and we slice them, we dice them, we argue, debate, we figure out who's right.
That's always.
And usually, 99% of the time, it's the man in goal this week that's right.
Never.
99% of the time.
We know. People that watch the show, they know.
All right.
They know.
Kevin Guidry, Scooter Hobbs, Rick Serro
Always.
here. All right, let's kind of roll out that proverbial ball to center court. As our show production is sitting now earlier in the week,
Yes.
would be before any possible announcement for McNeese Cowboys and the successor to Will Wade. We think it's going to happen midweek because they want to snap. They want to get going because of the power of the portal. The power of the portal, you got to be active and you got to get players down. Whoever comes in, they're going to have to use the portal. More on that in a little bit.
They do.
So let's roll that proverbial ball out
They
there.
do.
All right,
I totally agree.
The Yoda is going to North Carolina State. That would be Will Wade, the
Yes.
master coach. Mr. Hobbs.
Yes.
2 years of 58-11 overall, 40-2 in the Southland, 2 conference championships, back-to-back trips to the NCAA tournament.
And
How?
the first victory in the
First victory.
How?
Historic.
How do they keep that proverbial ball bouncing in the right direction? How? That's a big order. How?
They got
I've got
some
an answer
things
for it.
going for 'em.
Tell me.
The Legacy Center.
Facilities. It's a draw
Yes,
Okay.
that is a draw.
from a coaching standpoint and a player standpoint.
The main thing they're going to have to do, an advantage they have over, I'm looking at the Southland Conference.
Mm-hmm.
They got to keep that NIL pot full.
That's the key.
Scooter's
That was-
talking about money?
He went to your side.
Scooter's talking
he
about
went to
money?
the dark
Well,
side.
No.
I don't
way.
No
like-
pun intended. Dark
I don't
side.
know.
You get it? You get it?
I don't
Scooter's
like
talking
talking
about
about money, but that's fact.
It is.
It's
Yeah.
reality. It's not facts. Scooter.
I heard an
It's
interview
reality.
with Auburn coach Bruce Pearl,
It's reality.
one of the elite coaches in the
Yeah.
SEC and the country, and he says the exact same thing. It's because of an NIL budget. That's why the SEC
Rick, let
is
me
where
tell you
they are
something.
today, because they're investing money into the roster.
Yeah.
But okay,
Rick,
that-
have
you
to.
made your point?
You have to.
Okay, there's his
have
point.
to.
Kevin?
He said it for me.
Okay, I
mean,
get
if
it. I
you
get
don't
it.
invest
That's
in
a
your
first.
program,
Yeah, really? You need to do it more often.
if you don't invest in your program, and that is the best thing Will Wade could have done by coming to McNeese, to making the fans and staff and people in the community know that it takes money, guys,
Yeah.
to have a program
And he can do that
like what we had.
Because
it takes money.
because of his time at LSU.
Yes, Rick.
Yes.
Yes.
His notoriety, be it good or
Yes.
bad, the name of Will Wade carries weight. So they're thinking, oh, I want to get on the Will Wade train.
Remember,
so they're writing
whatever
checks
else-
and doing money.
Whatever else happened at LSU, he showed he could coach.
You're doggone
There's
right.
no doubt
So
about
if
that.
that,
Indeed, he did.
that alone,
There's no
the
doubt.
name
Okay.
excited the community.
That's right. He hit on point number 3. Yes, you can spend the money. Yes, you can have the facilities. Yes, you can host a tournament.
Yeah.
But you got to get a good guy that knows how to coach.
You do.
And that man knew how to
You
coach
do.
with his
You do.
staff.
Well-
the other part of it is, yeah, you can spend money on players, Kevin, but they got to be good and they got to be the right fit.
And you got to know who players is going to fit what you do.
Exactly.
And that's what
Buy
Will Wade
into
did.
their roles.
You may have good players, but what if they don't fit the type of program or thing that
Well,
you have?
you're gonna bring a guy
can't.
in. He's gonna fit your system.
But then you
what
got-
is he up here
But that's
and
what I'm
in
saying,
here?
Rick. And that's what Will Wade knew. Will Wade, when you first came, the one question we asked Will Wade when we had him on the show, Coach, how can you get 5 guys that have never played together so well? It's a system, Kevin. It's a system.
There
And
was
you
more
got to
than
know the
5.
system.
Yeah.
If they
Yeah,
had
yeah.
8,
But
9.
I'm saying,
Yeah.
it's a system.
It is a system.
And when you know how to run my system, all of this is going to take care of itself.
Boy, I keep going back to it, guys. It's the name of Will Wade.
I mean,
It is.
Rick, I
The
understand that, yeah.
charisma,
I
the
understand
charisma
that.
of a Will Wade,
I do.
and what he has done. Again, his notoriety when he calls up a Quadir Copeland, all right, or a Sincere Parker at St. Louis, guess
Yeah.
what? They're picking up the damn phone.
Yeah.
Because it's Will
And Rick,
Wade.
you know what?
Now,
That-
who replaces Will Wade? Will they have the same cachet?
Yeah,
Maybe not.
to do that.
Maybe not.
To do that, though.
But if they have some cachet, because of what? Of McNeese basketball.
Yeah.
All right? The notoriety of McNeese basketball the last 2 years.
They
Somebody's got to pick up the
waiting
phone.
on
You're
a
right.
strong ass.
You know?
Well,
Come on, Scooter.
well, it is what it is.
But look, you know what, though, Rick? This is the thing I think will happen, too. What if it's somebody that may want to go and meet Will Wade, but what if Will Wade does McNeese a favor and say, hey, look, I got a place that I think you would fit real good.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, you know,
You
you
never
talk about
know.
what has
You
to
never know.
happen. Well, one thing's got to happen. They got to retain as many players.
You're doggone right.
I mean,
Yeah,
how
they
many
can.
does Wade take with him?
And how many just jumps
Yeah.
in the portal?
Yeah.
Because Will Wade's
Yeah.
no longer there.
And you're right,
Good
Rick.
point.
You're right.
Not
Good
as
point.
I
You're right.
understood it. I don't know how many would automatically jump just because he's gone.
Yeah.
Now, the opportunity to go with him, that may be
It's
different.
ACC, Scooter, and
Well,
it's North
I get
Carolina
that.
State. You know.
Well, what I'm
And
saying,
I
but if that opportunity's not there, I don't know how many. jump.
Okay.
Now,
okay.
the question we haven't asked,
Okay.
how many players you think will leave Baylor?
Leave where?
Leave Baylor. And come
If
to
it's
McNeese?
Bill Armstrong?
Yeah, if it's Bill Armstrong. How
None.
many players you think would possibly?
Baylor. Baylor's Big
I
12.
know that, but I'm saying, you know,
No,
players
they're not
like
leaving
that-
Baylor to come to
Players
McNeese.
like being
maybe
with certain coaches.
But you know,
Well,
you're
maybe a
right.
reserve,
There
maybe a
may be a
reserve.
couple of players who necessarily may not play in the Big
Yeah.
Yeah.
12, but
Yeah.
could play in the South and
Yeah.
it'd be very productive.
Yeah.
Perfect example. 2 years ago, Shahada Wells,
Yeah.
TCU,
Yeah.
Big 12, sat on the bench,
Yeah.
came here, was a superstar.
Superstar.
You know, got him a little tryout in the NBA G League.
That
That's
makes
Shahada
sense.
Wells. There's
That
a
makes
perfect
sense, Rick.
example
Rick,
right
it
there.
makes sense.
So if it is Bill Armstrong,
Yeah.
yeah, he might coax one or two guys off the bench for Baylor to come over here.
You're right.
But does Bill Armstrong, or vis-a-vis somebody like a Bill Armstrong, have the cachet
And
and
I don't
have
know-
the
I
power
don't
to
know,
go into
Rick,
the
if
portal
he
like
would-
Will Wade did?
If he would have it, but I'm hoping he could have enough pull to say, hey guys, we want to keep this program where it is with Will Wade leaving. We've got the formula. We
Formula,
can-
foundation,
yeah.
and
We
look
got the
where we
formula.
are.
We can do it.
You know, keep the ball rolling like Wade said up there in Providence after the loss to Purdue. We're not dumb. We got a process.
Yeah.
We're going to keep it rolling.
Yeah.
All right. I'm going to believe Heath Schroyer when he says he has, earlier in the week said, talk to 4 or 5 guys.
Yeah.
He was a smart guy. Whoever Will Wade maybe recommended, you know, you still got to make calls. There
he
might
does.
be somebody
AD
out there, you know.
Every
He does.
AD is supposed to have that folder in his
Oh,
top
the old
drawer.
Rolodex.
You're right. You're right, Scooter.
The old
You're right.
Rolodex. And
right.
we're going to find, look, it may have happened already with our show production earlier in the week.
Yeah.
It may wait, look, crossing T's, dotting I's, it may take a few more, but
They
I'm
knew-
with them on making it happen quick.
But they knew this day was coming, Rick. So
Exactly
it's
right.
no surprise.
Exactly
They
right.
knew.
They knew, and you got to kind of have your succession plan in
You
place.
do.
Like,
You do.
I'm leaving this show eventually.
Oh, we've
you
got
guys
ours
better
already.
have a.
Oh,
Oh,
no.
yeah.
Scooter and I already have a replacement.
Oh, you got your
That's
succession
been done
plan
years.
already?
That's been done years ago, man.
I'm taking in my Saints helmet, my Tulane helmet. We got to hit the break.
This is staying.
I am-
This
oh,
is-
that
this
can
is
stay.
staying.
Manager is gonna.
Oricon.
replace you.
Yeah, Oricon can
Oh,
come
my
and replace me.
goodness,
Oh, he's
man.
probably a lot better than I am.
Oh, my
We're coming
goodness.
right back to Caesar Sportsbook. Stay
Wow.
right here.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling, Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
What's bugging you?
Is it roaches? They're the first pest you think of for indoor bugs and a health threat. At J&J, we offer weapons to eliminate and prevent infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
When you can't rely on technology, you can rely on Mountain Cold Refreshment.
Dave's back on.
Coors Light. Choose chill.
We've got one more Sunday in the month of March. Calendar boy to my left.
Yes.
Am I right?
You-
Am
we
I
are-
right?
we are right.
One more Sunday in
We
the
are
month
right.
of March. That
We
means
are right.
that 2-tier credit multiplier is in effect for one more Sunday in March
Yes,
right here
it
at
is.
Horseshoe Lake Charles. Come down here with that
Woo.
Caesars reward card. You got to be a member. You
do.
swipe it in the promotional kiosk. And if
How
you're
can you
selected
not
as a
do
winner,
that?
at the end of the promotion, within
have to do
14
that.
days, those 2-tier credits
You have to.
will appear on your account. You come in
Wow.
here and just credit away, as they say, and get lucky here at Horseshoe Lake Charles.
You have
All right,
to.
gentlemen. One thing that I wanted to bring up about the whole Will Wade and finding the successor and that whole thing, Nick Saban, Alabama.
He's coming?
That
That'd
didn't
be a
work out too
story.
good. That didn't work out too good, Rick. They
And that
wanna
was their,
fire
I know
that-
him.
no,
I can
it's a
call him.
dramatic pause.
Okay.
You
Rick.
didn't let their dramatic pause play
Rick,
out.
that didn't work out too good, though.
Bill Walsh, Chuck Noll,
He's coming.
who
He's
wants to
dead.
replace a legend?
It's hard, man.
Who wants to replace
The
in those
pressure.
shoes? Bear
It's the
Bryant,
pressure,
many
Rick.
days. But
The pressure.
somebody will want the job and take the job.
Yeah, Rick.
The
There's no
shoes,
doubt.
the Will Wade shoes are going to be big.
It's the challenge, Rick.
The
It's
challenge?
Rick.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah,
and
somebody's
let me
gonna
tell you
want it.
something. Coaches that will probably go on and be great coaches, Rick, they know the pressure of what that means.
Yeah.
Coming in
Yeah.
to do something like that. They know that, Rick.
Yeah, yeah.
Before they even take the job.
Look,
they know that.
Before we get on SEC basketball and the rise of the SEC, look, you hit it on the head. You said several poignant things. Rarely that you do that together. You
I
might make
agree.
one poignant
It was
statement,
an accident.
but when you come up with two or three, that's a rare occasion. But
yeah.
anyway, yes, NIL, the money in, the bottom line. We don't like it,
But
well, we
it's
like
here.
it. I
But
like
it's
it for
here.
the players, but look,
It's
you
here.
got to
I
have it.
don't.
You
It's
got to have
here.
the money to get to
have
invest in
to.
the roster,
You have
and
to.
McNeese basketball does have that. The Legacy Center is a draw, and I think hosting the tournament is still a huge draw.
another 4 or
I'm
5
telling
years.
you, for an up-and-coming coach, that might be the biggest draw.
That's
Give
what
you- give you
I,
that home-
I asked Gazzardo, and she said, "Yeah,
That's a
it
home
weighed
advantage,
heavily
yeah. Yeah, it
in
does.
my decision to leave
It doesn't
Southeastern to
help
come."
you much if you don't make the tournament.
Well,
as McNeese women didn't this
That's
year.
right. You got to get in there.
And McNeese men didn't need it this
No,
year.
they didn't need it.
But
And look, you-
they might next year.
And you don't have to be the top 1 or 2 seeds and get the double bye.
Yeah.
It's still on your floor. If you have to win
Yeah,
3
you're
games,
right.
4
You're
games,
right.
8
You're
games,
right.
it's
Rick,
on your floor.
It's you got that home
Anyway.
crowd, Rick. You got that home crowd
Exactly.
behind you there. That's a big deal.
SEC basketball. Oh, look, the history of SEC basketball at times has been very strong, but it's been a little bit of this.
Yeah.
Why
Yeah.
this year, Scooter?
Well,
14
You know, it
teams.
was pretty damn strong
14.
last year.
Yeah.
But
Yes, it was.
they had a really off year, I want to say 4 or 5 years ago.
Yeah.
And Greg Sankey, the commissioner,
Yeah.
he made it a point of emphasis.
Mm-hmm.
You know, he called the ADs together,
Get on it.
the whole work.
Yeah.
And he said, you know, get your head out your butt. Let's get some bass hoops going.
Right, right.
And I don't know what his master plan was, how much he had to do with
Yeah.
it.
Right.
But he lit the fire under the school.
You know him better than any of us at the table.
Yes, yes,
I think
I know
Greg
him
Sankey
well.
is a powerful man. I think he can light a fire or two, can he not?
Oh, yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
when Sankey calls,
Yeah.
you take the
Oh,
call
yeah.
and you listen.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes.
you do.
He is the most
But-
powerful
and,
commissioner in all of college athletics.
Yeah. But
He's it.
when you look at it, Rick, and I know other conferences have got to say, you know what, LSU by 4 has been dominating in football. I don't care what nobody say.
Huh?
Really?
Dominating who?
in football.
Dominate
The SEC.
who?
The SEC. What are you talking about? I'm talking about football.
Alabama, Georgia.
Come on now. I'm talking about the SEC.
Georgia. How many national
Big picture,
titles?
guys.
Alabama, Georgia, aren't they in the SEC?
When I say LSU, I'm meaning they're in the SEC, meaning the SEC has been dominating for years in football.
Oh, in football. Okay,
Oh,
all right.
Golly.
Okay, we missed
I
your
thought you were talking
Yeah.
about LSU.
All right. No, you
They've
said
done
LSU is a
well.
part of
I mean,
that.
for the most, yeah.
Oh,
they
my
Stick with
God,
me.
help me. All right.
Stick with me, please.
All right, here we go.
Basketball. Why are we surprised? We're acting like we're surprised.
Well, I'm not totally surprised. What I'm saying is the evolution of the league and it's the depth of the league. The depth. All right, look, SEC basketball. Kentucky is a blue blood, right?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah,
so
but
they're
it
always
used to
up there.
be
Yeah.
Kentucky and how many ever dwarfed.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Now it's the depth. And I do believe Auburn coach Bruce Pearl when he said that the lower tier of the SEC is now investing, and now they're up there with the mid and the top tier from investing, like you said, in
Well,
the
you know,
sport.
but it's tougher to define a lower tier. Football,
It is.
You
I
know
agree.
who the lower tier
I
is.
totally
right.
agree on that.
But
though.
even over the
And that-
years, it's
and that
always
is so
been
true, though,
a
when you look
couple
at
of, you know, who wants to go up and join Kentucky
exactly.
this year?
Exactly.
That's the way it's been.
Yeah, yeah.
And, you know, now it's like all of them.
Yeah. Look, I go to coaching.
Except LSU.
I go to coaching.
South Carolina.
John Calipari, now at Arkansas.
That's Hall of Fame, man.
And he's
Come
got
on.
him in the Sweet 16.
That's Hall of Fame,
all right?
Coach, man.
Chris Beard from Texas won there. Now he's at Ole Miss.
Yeah.
All right? Mark Pope at Kentucky.
By the way,
Nate Oates at Alabama is a great coach.
I may be alone.
Bruce
but
Pearl at Auburn.
I have always liked Calipari.
He's
What
an
is there
Italian.
not
I'm
to
going to
like
like
about
him.
him?
He's
Well,
a good
he's
guy.
great in press conference.
Is he?
Oh,
Yeah.
Didn't
He's
start
got-
the
he's
one
got
and
his
done?
detractors,
Didn't he
that's for
start the
sure.
one and done?
I don't think he invented
There's a lot of
I
great
know. He started
coaches.
the one.
There's a lot of
But
great
he
coaches
used-
in the SEC,
Yeah.
and I'm probably forgetting somebody. LSU is still waiting on their great coach. They had one in Will Wade. But anyway, look, great
Okay,
coaches,
Rick.
great
Okay,
coaches
Rick.
win
Tennessee,
games on the floor,
great coach.
and
All right,
they get great players.
Yeah.
So the evolution of the SEC, no, it doesn't surprise me. What surprises me is the depth. Did I make my point good?
Yeah.
It's the depth. I mean, 7
can't-
teams in the Sweet 16.
Let me ask this, Scooter.
You got 3
All
seconds.
right,
Why
let me
can't-
be Greg Sankey here. All right. If they don't dominate football, they're right there, and they could probably be back next year.
Yeah.
They're dominating basketball, really dominating women's basketball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Totally dominate baseball,
Yeah.
softball, gymnastics.
Yeah, they just won.
I'm not
Yeah.
that familiar. What don't they dominate?
Yeah.
And,
Lacrosse.
well,
Yeah.
they don't have that.
But
But track and field,
let me
LSU
ask
and
a
track
point.
and field.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
Who
right.
cares about
You're
track
right.
and
What,
field?
what was different when I was there at LSU that now it just seemed they hadn't been there? When you had Dale Brown, there was a sense of excitement. You a football player. You wanted to go to basketball games, man.
I got to throw this out at you.
And that's not there anymore.
Okay, you're the inside LSU guy. This is just how close. Was there any inkling that LSU might get Will Wade into Baton Rouge this year? This go around.
I think there was a thought. I think there was a thought to get
I
him
think
back
it was
in
mentioned.
Baton Rouge.
I think there was more than just
I
mentioned.
think it was
Yeah.
more, yes.
Yeah.
Once Will
And
Wade
Rick-
let it be known that he's ready,
Yeah.
boy, they'd be fools not to
No, I
put that
I agree.
on some.
I know the
agenda.
fans would have loved
I
to
agree.
have him back.
Yeah.
They just want to win. Will Wade did that when he was there. Regardless of what happened, he did that when he was there.
And the Texas job did
A lot
indeed
of
open
LSU
up.
fans didn't want him fired when he was.
No, they didn't, School.
The Texas
didn't
job
think-
did open up after they lost again in the first round. They
The
went with
play-in.
Sean
They
Miller.
lost
The
the
play-in.
play-in.
And, LSU, I think Will Wade
No,
at
I'm
LSU.
telling you, I think there was an interest.
I think Will
Rick.
Wade to the SEC is not a done deal, not a
think-
dead deal.
No, I don't think. I think he would love to come back to it.
North Carolina
I think he
State's
would.
great, but
Yeah. Who knows if he goes there and win, Rick? Then what happens?
another round of the show when we come back to Caesar Sportsbook. Stay right there.
What's bugging you?
Is it ants? They're crazy, tiny, irritating pests outside trying to get in. At J&J, we offer weapons to locate, eliminate, and prevent their entering your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Contact us today for a free inspection.
There's nothing better than a game and great tasting Miller Lite.
It's less filling, Miller Lite.
Tastes great.
Never understood this argument. Let it be both. Miller and Miller. I like it.
More live music and entertainment coming to you from Bruise Brothers right here at Horseshoe Lake Charles Saturday night. Rusty James will be on stage
Yes.
9 o'clock right across the way. Check out the website on Horseshoe Lake Charles for all the upcoming entertainment, music, things like that. At Bruise Brothers, also the 1931 Lounge on the second floor. And don't forget, special occasions, fine night out dining. That would be Gordon Ramsay Steak
Yes.
right across the way. Elite dining. It's called the Fury of Flavor. All right, I got a special occasion coming up, and Kevin Guidry is going to treat me and my bride to a dinner
I'll
at
be more than
Gordon
happy
Ramsay.
to. More than
Yes,
happy to.
More than happy to.
Yes.
Yeah, hell freezes over when that comes. All right. Anyway, all right.
Can I come?
All right.
Everybody's invited.
Last
okay?
week, when he or about 2 weeks ago, did not renew the contract for Lynn Kennedy.
Yeah.
I made mention that he had to up his game in regards to the critical job of an AD hiring coaches, right?
Yeah.
Because Gary Goff, John Aiken, Lynn Kennedy, all his hires, all fired within a 3 to 4 year span.
Yeah.
And I'll say this, Lynn Kennedy looked like a no-brainer hire.
He
when
did, and I agree.
Yeah,
I
wasn't-
agree.
I wasn't sold on it. I was
earlier.
not sold
well, I
on it.
wasn't sold on his
I was not
tactics
sold, no.
and the kind of talent he brought in.
You wasn't recruiting people that was local right here.
And I'm going to get to that in a minute.
I got a problem with that.
Hang on to
Got a
that
problem
thought
with
there,
that.
LSU man.
Okay.
All right. I agree with Heath Schroyer when he stated that particular job, and even football and basketball, the three bigger ones, all right, the job now isn't what it was 5 years ago. It's changed. It's more.
Yeah.
But I think he did hit a home run with Ayla Gazzardo from Southeastern. You get a two-time Coach of the Year to come to a program that has 11 straight losing seasons.
But that's in
with
your
cowgirl
conference, too.
basketball?
I mean,
in your
that's-
conference?
that's in
Good
your
point.
conference, dude.
That's a home run hire.
Come on now. That's in
That
your
is a home
conference.
run hire.
I have no quarrels about that. That's
She's got like
that's
5
big.
to 6 winning seasons in a row.
And now get it.
I won't argue.
Yeah.
She was
I won't
winning.
argue.
She was winning there. Now she was winning there.
Yeah, she was winning there. And she's going to bring her star players here to McNeese.
You better believe
from Southeastern. And look, and she's going to be on the
said
show
that?
next Monday.
Yes.
Pardon?
She said that?
Yes. Oh, yeah, readily.
Oh,
I'm
no
bringing
doubt.
players. I'm bringing
I'm
my
not-
staff.
Hey, that's that old saying: if it's not broke,
Hey,
don't fix it.
I did ask her,
Don't fix
what about
it.
Paris Guillory?
if it's not broke,
All
yeah,
right, and
local.
she said Paris Guillory will wear the blue and gold as long as Paris Guillory wants to, meaning
Yeah.
if Paris Guillory doesn't want to get to the portal and stay.
You're right.
So
Okay.
that's
You're right.
job number one,
You're
keep
right.
Paris for cowgirl basketball. But she's impressive. She's going to be on the show next week. You'll enjoy talking to her because she's sharp,
Yeah.
smart, quick, charismatic, all the things that you guys are not. Okay?
Whatever. Hey,
so be
I'll
on,
give it to her.
Be
I
on
will
it.
give it to her.
You better be on it.
I will give it to her.
Look, why leave a winning culture of Southeastern and what she has built
There's
to
nothing
come
in
to
Southeast
McNeese?
Louisiana. There's nothing in Hammond.
It's my alma mater.
It's five red lights and 3 stop signs.
I shook
Oh,
her
that's
hand.
it.
on,
I
Kevin.
shook her
That's it,
hand
man. I'm telling
and
you.
said, "You're killing me. You're leaving my alma mater to come to McNeese County. You're killing me."
Look,
But it's facilities, it's culture.
It
She
is.
took a shot at the
It is.
Southeastern AD,
it is.
who is a
Did
former
she?
baseball coach. Said,
Did she?
"I'm going to be working for a basketball guy, not a baseball guy."
Oh wow.
So you read into
Oh,
that
wow.
what you will.
Yeah.
there,
We
sir.
know he's a men's basketball guy. We don't know about women yet.
But he's big on baseball. Look what Southeastern
Oh, wow.
baseball is doing.
Really?
Look, the coaching lineup.
But you know that's a point. You say, why would she leave Southeastern? I mean, we've already established Heath Troyer is the best AD Big D's
Okay.
has had.
Yeah,
No
I
doubt.
mean, maybe he is, part of the draw.
yeah. He knows he's a salesman, and he's been selling that athletic department as the NIL continues to grow. Look at the coaching stable now, Kevin. Matt Viator is back leading the charge in football. Okay, we don't know just yet who that man is going to be leading McNeese basketball, but they
Right.
had Will Wade
Right.
for 2 years in NCAA.
Right.
You got Justin Hill, a consistent winner. You got James Landrino, a consistent
softball.
winner.
Yeah.
Now you got the 2-time All-Southland Conference Coach of the Year in women's basketball. It's a hell of a lineup, guys.
It is. I said that. I have
It's
no
strong.
question about it. Can it work? But my biggest one, and guys, I'll say it here. You have got to invest in football. You have got to invest in football.
I don't think they need to be told that.
Yeah, you have got to invest in football because in past years it has not happened.
It hasn't. And as that NIL grows, they're active. McNeese has led the way somewhat of having
in the Southland.
in the
Yes.
South. Oh, you're
Yeah.
right. Good point. In the
Yeah.
Southland, to get somebody to oversee it, to organize it, to grow it, because the only way you're going to get those mid-major guys
Yeah.
in football, you're not going to
Yeah.
get a whole lot of,
No, you won't.
quasi even top reserves from the
Yeah.
SEC or Big Ten.
Yeah.
Granted, they got Jake Strong from the Big 12. That's a
Yeah.
good get.
And you're right.
All right?
Some-
A
there's
backup
something to
quarterback
be
from
had,
Texas
but
Tech. But you got to have the money.
Some to be had.
There are.
Yeah.
There are. But Scooter, they were 0-10 Cowboy football 2 years ago.
Can you believe that? Can
They
you
were
believe
6-6 last year. I mean, you gotta be able to show some progress, and a lot's going to fall on Viator and that staff.
I think the
You
thing
know?
is that we've questioned in years with golf. You're running a system that you don't have the personnel for. I
Yeah.
don't think Viator will make that mistake.
No,
I don't.
And speaking of system and athletes,
I don't.
I asked Gazzardo in a press conference, what is the prototypical type of player? We're going to get players in here that look like the players that's playing in the Southland, which is athletic, quick, fast.
Yeah.
Was
Lynn
that a
Kennedy
dig?
didn't get those kind of players. It's
No,
simple
they
as
don't
that.
Hell, you couldn't pronounce half their names.
Exactly. Round 4 of the show when we come back. Stay right there.
Coors Banquet, the same brewing tradition since 1873. When you're the favorite beer of rock stars and cowboys, you don't compromise. That's our legacy. What do you want to go down in history for? Start your legacy. Coors Banquet.
What's bugging you?
Is it termites? The season is now and they are swarming. At J&J Exterminating, we offer some very effective weapons against infestation of your home or business. Let us take care of what's bugging you. Don't wait. Contact us now for a free inspection.
J&J has protected Louisiana homes and businesses for over 60 years.
Call him today, make the pests go away. J&J Exterminating. Yeah.
All right, welcome back to the show. We're already in the Sweet 16. I know who my Final Four. Do y'all know who your Final Four is?
I know who mine is. I have it written down.
Huh?
Oh, I know.
I have mine.
I'm not
Houston.
that smart.
I know you're not. Houston,
No.
Florida, Duke, and here's a little bit of my wild card, even though they have the credibility, Michigan State.
My Final Four.
You got to have a Big Ten team.
My Final Four is Auburn, Arkansas, Duke, and Tennessee. SEC
Oh,
all the
my
way,
God.
baby. SEC
You are
all
so-
the way, baby. SEC all the way, baby.
I didn't do a bracket.
SEC all the way, baby.
I didn't
That
do
is
a bracket.
absolutely ridiculous.
You're going to be surprised if it turns out this way, okay?
Oh, I'll be shocked.
You're going to really be surprised.
Are
if
you
it turns
kidding
out
Four
this
of
way.
his are still alive.
I know they are,
No.
but
Yeah.
three SEC teams,
Yeah.
Arkansas, Tennessee.
Duke is good, man. I had to go. Duke
Oh,
is good.
Duke is
bro.
in there.
One
Duke
year
is
there
good,
was
man.
6 of the 8 in the College World Series.
Are you serious?
Don't go there, Scooter.
Wow.
Don't go. Don't feed
Yeah.
into this.
I've got. Hey, let's see how it plays
I
out.
like
Ricky.
Florida. You don't have Florida?
Man, look, I got
Arkansas,
Man,
Tennessee,
Arkansas
and
beat St. John. Do you see how big St. John was, dude?
Arkansas
Florida's
lost
not
to
even-
LSU.
Florida's not even half as big as St. John, and
I
they
don't care
beat
how
St.
big.
John.
I'm talking about talent.
And they beat St. John.
Yeah.
Man, you might be wrong on that one, Ricky.
Houston is good.
Houston's
Houston
good.
is good. They're all good.
I don't see Houston
But
beating
let me tell you
Tennessee.
something.
I don't.
This is going to be a fun Sweet 16 on down.
It
In the
is.
past couple of years, it was kind of
No, you're right.
teams are kind of okay.
No real Cinderellas. But
No,
No,
but
you're
these
right.
are really powerful
The Gonzagas
teams.
are gone.
Really
You know, the
powerful
Gonzagas
teams.
like
Gonzaga
All right.
wasn't even
Here,
I know,
here
what
you
do
go.
you-
Here you
In
go. You
years
can put
past,
it back.
put
Let's
the-
talk
put-
some
put
quick
the
LSU
purple and gold
football.
back, man.
Quick LSU football. Brian Kelly picks up the number a commit for 2026.
He does.
The number one receiver prospect
does.
in the country.
In the country.
Tristan
I'm
Keys.
In the
Huh?
country.
Now I'm yawning.
In the country.
Hattiesburg, Mississippi.
Yeah.
Number one. He's 5th ranked right now
Yeah.
of all players in the whole country.
Yeah.
Tristan Keys.
Good.
They say he's a number 2 Randy Moss.
2026
He's a Randy
makes
Moss.
the Kelly class to number 5
a
in the
Randy
country
Moss.
for 2026. Are you a believer in his ability to recruit and get from the portal, Mr. Guidry?
Well,
Are
he's
you a
got the
believer
number
now?
one portal class.
Oh,
If he
it
does-
is.
Yeah.
If he doesn't, we're gonna have problems in Tiger Town. That's all I'm saying.
Speaking of
We're
trouble,
gonna have
the
problems in
Saints
Tiger Town.
has re-signed Brandon Cooks.
I'm not a fan.
I am not a fan.
The Archer is coming back. I
What
don't
is
get it.
dead? What is
Unbelievable. We got to go. We'll see you
gotta
next
go.
time right here at SoundOff.
All right.